all about what does mobile get to banking, what it is all about, how do we go about defining mobile for banking. I'll start by giving you a lot of statistics on banking. 40% of Indians have bank accounts. 90% of India has a mobile phone. That talks about opportunity. 65% of retail transactions, which our other speaker will cover, of the US dollars 410 billion are held in cash. That's an opportunity for banks. The balance 33% transactions that happen largely on credit and debit cards. India has only 13% debit cards. Of the total population that you have, only 13% have debit cards and 2% have credit cards. Mobile is 90%. That talks opportunity. That's opportunity for us. That's what banks come into the picture. Now, we've addressed a large part of the target audience, which is possibly sitting in the top 8 cities, top 20 cities, top 50 cities. What is banking to the agricultural sector? Just for your idea, 5% of the 6 lakh villages that have been defined have a commercial branch. Only 5% of the 6 lakh villages. Mobile reaches about 5.5 lakh of those villages. That's opportunity for us. That's opportunity for the banks. Only 13% of the households avail bank loans. Why? But mobile reaches 90% of those farm households. That's opportunity for the bank. So this is the general banking landscape that we have in this country. Just for a refresher, I will take you what's the mobile landscape. There are about 790 million mobile phones in the country, expected to hit about 1.1 billion by 2015. So banking might reach only 500 million, whereas mobile will reach about 1.1 billion. So that's the opportunity that exists for the banks. Every 10% increase in mobile penetration increases the economic growth by 0.8%. And when it's economic growth, there is money flowing into the system. And when money flows into the system, there is banking into the system. Now, how do we go about leveraging all of this? Now, if you see, way back in 2000, internet actually created a revolution. There were a lot of dot-com companies, and that was the same time when banks launched internet banking. But today, if you see, only 10% of India, about 120 million people have access to internet. So that's what you can reach. That's what internet banking can be given an access to. And when I'm talking 120 million, this also includes a lot of cyber cafes. That means that not everyone has access to internet. But mobile has reached about 800 million people. So you can actually reach them. How do we actually look at mobile to leverage in our banking strategy is what has been the focus that we've been looking at Axis Bank predominantly. Now, we found a lot of opportunities. The statistics obviously talk about a lot of opportunities, and we decided to start going about leveraging those opportunities. Now, what do we call as a digital wallet or mobile wallet or whatever it is? End of the day, bank account is a wallet. I mean, as defined by RBI, bank account is a wallet where you can withdraw money. That's wallet. And just for your understanding, Airtel Money is a semi-closed wallet where you can't withdraw money. So in any of your Airtel Money transactions, you can't withdraw money unless you have a bank account associated with it. So as per RBI definition, banking is a wallet which allows you to withdraw money. Now, the way we look at it is, we say there is a mobile banking customer, there is a mobile payment customer, and there is a mobile money customer. Obviously, the guys doing mobile banking gradually evolved to doing mobile payments. How does this work? A lot of us sitting in these rooms have mobile banking applications downloaded onto our phones. We started by opening a bank account. We started by using internet banking. We've gradually evolved to using mobile banking. The reason is pure convenience. We can do anywhere, any place, anytime banking. I can just do banking right standing over here. It gives me the point of pure convenience. Going forward, as the system keeps evolving, just as a like-to-like as to what happened in internet banking, in 2000, you would just view to open your statements. You would just view your balances. But today, you use internet banking to do much more. You do payments, you book tickets, you book flight tickets, and all that stuff. That's the same thing that's going to happen to mobile payments going forward. So mobile banking customers are gradually going to evolve to mobile payments using mobile as an access device because it purely gives them a lot of convenience. The reason why I'm saying this is largely supported by what's happening in India on the telecom side. Currently, there are 9% of our handsets are smartphones. By 2000 15, it is projected 30% of India is going to have smartphones. That's a good 35, 40 crores of smartphones. So obviously, it's going to be a sheer convenience factor which is going to drive mobile banking and mobile payments. Because end of the day, it's going to be internet. Whether you access it from iPad, whether you access it from a phone, whether you access it from a computer, it's going to be just internet that's going to be accessed to view your bank accounts or to make any payments. So that's what is one side of which is going to drive mobile banking and mobile payments. So that's something that will actually see a clear-cut growth going forward. What is actually not very clear is, especially on that side, what is a model that is right? Because in the mobile business, unlike internet, which is purely controlled by the bank, mobile is not controlled by the bank. It's controlled by a telco. So what are the synergies that need to be established between a telco and a bank are something that are evolving fast, very fast. There are banks, HDFC has done a tie-up with Vodafone. We have a tie-up with Airtel. So you will see a lot of those traction happening. So a large part of mobile banking and mobile payments are going to get addressed going forward as the adoption of smartphones, feature phones, which are growing at 200% year on year. The penetration of mobile internet is growing big time. 3G penetration. A lot of this adoption will be organic. Awareness will be pushed through to actually drive adoption. Security, yes, is a concern today, but every bank and every telco has put in enough two-factor authentications as mandated by RBI and is actually in a mode where there is a lot more adoption than we saw last year. So a large bit of mobile banking and mobile payments is going to get addressed. The third bit, which is mobile money, which is spoken about, or which we believe very strongly, is there is 65% of these transactions that are happening cash, 70% of India is rural. How do we reach them where the mobile is already reached? Now, obviously, opening a bank account is very, very expensive for the bank, and banks shy away from doing that because there is a lot of cost involved in setting up that account. But you already have a mobile which is reached there. There are players who are doing a fantastic job like Eco and Canvas who are actually reaching the customer, helping him set up banking. But what we believe is that using a mobile, you can reach these customers. Probably you might not open a bank account with them. There is thousands of crores of subsidies that is being given to farmers or so many people. 15,000 crores of subsidies passed on for kerosene and gas. Now, can that subsidy be given in cash? Why not? You have a mobile number. You do not have a bank account. All the government needs to do is have a bank account, just upload a statement with mobile numbers, can be partnered with BCs. They can go to any of the BC outlet and just withdraw money. So what you're doing, today, as per estimates, if 100 rupees given as subsidy, only 2 rupees reaches to the end user. Tomorrow, the entire 100 is going to reach. He'll be happy paying 5 rupees as charges to the agency or BC or the bank to withdraw that 95 rupees. So that's a huge opportunity that we see, and that's what we define as mobile money. In fact, we are working with a lot of governments, especially the government of Andhra Pradesh, and actually passing on subsidies using a model that we've created. He can walk into any of the Axis Bank ATM, withdraw money without being a customer of the bank. We're going to just pass on money using his mobile number, and he can just withdraw money punching in few codes that have been sent to him. Now, yes, there are literacy issues, obviously. So we've tried and kept it as minimum as possible, just 4 pieces of code, just 4 pieces of number, which are told to him orally, and he receives one in SMS to ensure that it's two-factor authentication. And the last bit that we also do is we are partnering with BCs in those places because Axis Bank ATMs might not be there in every place. So we are partnering with few BCs in Andhra Pradesh as a pilot where he can withdraw money, but he does not have a bank account with the bank. What this does to the whole system, this ensures that the money that is passing on without a proper channel gets channelized, reduces corruption on the one side, channelizes the money on the other side, and also is giving flavor to those 70% of people to what banking can do for him. Obviously, the next step will be now that he has money, he will come and tell you, okay, boss, I don't want to withdraw all the money. I just need only 10% of it. I will withdraw this at a later stage. I need to send it to someone outside this. So what we are working on is a model where we first start working in pushing money to the people so that they get a flavor of it. They are decided to withdraw the entire money. They're free. But we then also partnering with BCs to ensure that if the customer wants to open an account then and there because he's already got money, let him open the account. So the way we look at the whole mobile wallet piece is that there is mobile banking, there is mobile payment space, and there is mobile money. Now, these are obviously growth areas. Now, these growth areas, the mobile money and the the mobile payments and the mobile banking are far more evolved than the mobile money, as I would classify. There have been technological innovations across the globe on the first two bits. NFC is growing. People are using, fund transfers on the mode. There are merchant tickets. There are aggregators. There are everyone in the whole system who's actually come in and evolved on the mobile banking and the mobile payments. We're seeing a lot of traction on the mobile money bit as well, but we find this as challenging. Now, what are the challenges? Rightly pointed out, distribution, literacy, technology, because if a bank decides to partner with BCA, he might not have the reach in the entire country. So banks have to partner with 10 technology or 10 BC partners, but then what happens? All BCs get their own technology because they've invested in a way that they are set up, they found it right. But how do we go about doing all of this? So that is a big barrier. Obviously, distribution is a big barrier for us. Technology is a big barrier for us. Which is the right technology to invest on? Because we can't create 10 different set of technologies for 10 different BCs. So that's a big challenge for us. Obviously, we are trying to work with Airtel. Now, so what has happened in Airtel is Airtel has become our BC. So we work with a big BC over here who's got reach across the country. So we've recently launched something called the Airtel Super Account. It's just powered by Airtel Money. So what you can do is you can withdraw money at any of the Airtel Money outlets or Airtel shops that they have across the country, just using a normal process. So what we've done is we've ensured that we don't have to invest too much on technology. And so is the case from Airtel. But we are looking at tying up with more BCs so that more and more set of people actually fall in the mobile money bracket. But obviously, other than distribution, technology is a big challenge. Third comes regulation. Now, RBI has done some fantastic job in opening up in the recent past. There was a circular sometime which came in October, which said that you can send money up to 25,000 rupees to a person without collecting a KYC. Now, that's a big step forward. That's a big, big step forward. So we've launched a product, and so are many other banks launching, where we can send money to a customer just by putting his name and mobile number. You can walk in and just withdraw money. That's it. You don't need to go and register KYC, nothing. You need not be the bank customer. But what it has ensured is that the money is channelized through proper channel. You don't have to do KYC, so the whole process of withdrawing money becomes much more easier and convenient. But there are some regulatory challenges still with us. For example, you have to build systems to ensure that the user does not cross 25,000. That 25,000 is a limit across banks. It's not limited to bank A. It's across banks. So how do I actually get in players who monitor the entire limit set across multiple banks? Now these are challenges. Now then there are 10,000 limit per day. Obviously a lot of these transactions are both operational and real-time in nature because you partner with so many BCs. So BC should have the right kind of technology to push it in real time. You push out information to other banks real time. All these are regulatory challenges which have been put in front of us. But I guess things are going to improve in the near future. A lot of representations are being made to RBI to give relaxations on what has happened. They've shown some good interest, especially on the mobile money bit or the financial inclusion bit, as they call, in allowing us some relaxations and trying out some pilots with a lot of BCs. So regulation is a big challenge that we see because you really can't beat the whole system. Now the fourth challenge that we actually see is how do you create awareness? How do you create awareness among people that this is how you can do? Obviously, once you push money, there is immediate pull from a customer where he comes and withdraws the money. But how do you create awareness among a lot of those people who are sitting in villages, multiple villages, every possible place where they have a mobile phone, as to how do you actually use the mobile phone? And this is a service provided by bank A, B, C, or D, or by the BC, because banks can't reach everywhere. So this is one challenge that we see in front of us. And last come not the least, obviously banking infrastructure is not easy to create. RBI has licenses to give on how many branches that you can open, how many ATMs you can open. Everything is strongly governed by RBI. So it's in the interest of the whole system that RBI allows you or restricts you from opening so many systems. But again, there are expected by 2014 that this regulation is going to go. But for us, way forward is very, very clear. We find mobile as the key differentiator in technology to enable banking reach to every set of customer. whether he's an agricultural laborer or whether he's a guy sitting somewhere in lower parel. So that's what it is. Thank you.